If you want to know exactly why you are always tired, you need to stop looking at your sleep schedule and start looking at Wall Street. Every single morning, you wake up with a lingering exhaustion that never seems to go away, a heavy brain fog, and a physical sluggishness dragging you through the entire week. You probably blame yourself, or you think it is just a normal part of getting older. So you book an appointment and finally see a medical professional. The doctor barely looks you in the eyes, listens to your complaints for exactly 5 rushed minutes, and immediately hands you a paper prescription for a daily pill. You walk out of that clinic feeling relieved. Let me completely shatter that dangerous illusion right now. Your constant fatigue is not a natural biological accident. It is the absolute foundation of a multi-trillion-dollar scam. That doctor visit was not a medical rescue mission. You were just forcefully enrolled in the most profitable corporate subscription service on the planet. To understand why your health is constantly declining despite spending thousands of dollars on medical care, you have to completely forget everything you think you know about medicine. You must start looking at the world through the cold, ruthless mathematical lens of Wall Street. The massive pharmaceutical corporations and the S-tier elite who own them do not operate on empathy, compassion, or a desire to save humanity. They operate on a strict, profit-driven business model. And in this multi-trillion-dollar global industry, a patient who tragically dies is a terrible business outcome because a dead patient generates absolutely zero recurring revenue. However, there is another outcome that is equally disastrous for their quarterly earnings. A patient who is 100% cured is also a permanently lost customer. If you completely fix the root cause of your physical illness, you will never need to buy their highly marked up products ever again. Therefore, the absolute holy grail of corporate medical profit, the mathematical sweet spot that generates billions in dividends for the financial elite, is keeping you right in the middle. They fundamentally need you to stay alive, but they desperately need you to remain chronically sick. They engineer their treatments to gently manage your symptoms just enough so you can still wake up and go to work, but they carefully avoid actually healing the underlying disease. They endlessly treat the smoke, but they never ever put out the fire. They do not want to kill you, and they absolutely do not want to cure you. They want you exactly where you are right now, utterly dependent, constantly terrified, and mathematically required to purchase their synthetic chemicals every single day just to feel normal. Welcome to the ultimate biological subscription model. You are no longer treated as a human being. You are a walking, breathing cash machine. But how did they successfully manage to make an entire global population so chronically sick in the first place? How did they manipulate your physical body to become the perfect, profitable patient? The terrifying answer to that question is not hiding in a secret medical laboratory. It is sitting right on the plate of food you ate for dinner last night. Let us step up to our whiteboard and draw the brutal visual reality of the modern healthcare system. We are going to draw our standard stick figure, but this time he is sitting in a hospital bed, hooked up to an intravenous drip. But look closely at the tube connected to his arm. Instead of life-saving medicine flowing into his veins, the tube is actively siphoning shiny coins directly out of his body. Those coins are dropping straight into the tailored pockets of a massive, faceless corporate executive standing completely in the shadows. This single drawing is the exact blueprint of the symptom management business model. It is the visual definition of the biological subscription trap. Imagine you go to the clinic with high blood pressure, early-stage type 2 diabetes, or severe chronic inflammation. The logical ethical solution would be to relentlessly attack the absolute root cause of the problem. It would require stripping away the toxic elements of your lifestyle, completely fixing your diet, and eliminating the poison that is breaking your body down. But healing the root cause is essentially free. It does not generate quarterly growth, and it does not move the financial needle for Wall Street. So instead, the medical professional, who was trained in a university system heavily funded by these exact same corporations, looks at your chart and confidently tells you that your declining health is simply genetic, or just a normal part of getting older. They immediately prescribe you a patented pill, a pill that you are instructed to swallow every single morning for the rest of your natural life. In that exact moment, you have been transformed into an inverted life insurance policy. You are no longer a patient. You are a highly predictable financial annuity. Every single time you swallow that synthetic chemical to briefly lower your blood pressure or mask your joint pain, a tiny, invisible microtransaction is deposited directly into the investment portfolio of a billionaire. They are not managing your disease. they are meticulously managing their recurring revenue stream. By only treating the smoke, they guarantee that the fire inside your body keeps burning forever. They have successfully turned human sickness into the most stable asset class on the global stock market. But a massive subscription model only works if you have a constant, endless supply of brand new subscribers. If human beings are naturally resilient, how do they guarantee that millions of young, healthy people will eventually break down, become chronically ill, and desperately need their daily pills? They do not just sit back and wait for nature to take its course. They actively and intentionally manufacture the sickness. And to accomplish this massive biological sabotage, they use a completely different, heavily subsidized industry to systematically poison the very food you put inside your mouth. So, why are you always tired? To find the true manufactured source of your chronic exhaustion, you have to look past the hospital and walk straight into your local grocery store. If you follow the massive trails of money to the very top of the global financial pyramid, you will discover the exact mechanics of this multi-trillion-dollar scam. The exact same S-tier investment funds and Wall Street asset managers who own the controlling shares in the massive pharmaceutical companies also own the absolute largest ultra-processed food corporations in the world. They completely control both sides of the board. They own the factory that manufactures the poison that drains your daily energy, and they own the laboratory that patents the temporary antidote. Think about the brightly colored, heavily marketed packages lining the middle aisles of your supermarket. This is not real, natural food grown in the earth. It is a highly engineered, synthetic product designed by scientists in corporate laboratories. They purposefully inject this fake food with massive amounts of cheap industrial seed oils, refined artificial sugars, and toxic chemical preservatives. They mathematically formulate these specific ingredients to bypass your brain's natural fullness signals, making the food hyper-addictive while simultaneously destroying your gut and spiking your systemic inflammation. They are fully aware that a daily diet consisting of this ultra-processed garbage absolutely guarantees severe metabolic dysfunction, extreme obesity, and chronic cellular damage. They are intentionally poisoning the well. You are essentially living inside a massive, closed corporate terrarium. First, the food division of the S-tier empire aggressively markets this cheap, addictive, inflammatory trash to you and your children from the day you were born. They slowly and systematically break down your biological defenses over years and decades. And then, when your physical body inevitably collapses under the weight of the toxic load, the exact same elite financial class is standing right there at the hospital door, ready to welcome you. They successfully engineered your chronic disease through the supermarket checkout line, and now they are going to aggressively monetize your suffering through the pharmacy counter. It is the most flawless, bulletproof business model ever created in the history of capitalism. They make billions of dollars safely selling you the slow-acting poison, and then they make trillions of dollars charging you an absolute fortune to rent the temporary antidote. You are not a free human being. You are the biological cattle inside their highly profitable farm. They ruthlessly harvest your wealth by systematically destroying your physical health. But this terrifying reality leads us to the ultimate question of survival. If the food is designed to break you and the medicine is designed to keep you permanently trapped, how do you possibly escape this medical matrix and finally take back total control of your own body? Let us look back at our whiteboard one final time. We draw our stick figure, but this time he makes a radical, life-changing decision. He reaches over and violently rips the intravenous drip out of his arm. He completely unplugs himself from the corporate symptom management machine. He finally understands the terrifying reality. Delegating the ultimate responsibility for your physical health to a massive, profit-driven corporation is absolute financial and biological suicide. He realizes that true, lasting health cannot be manufactured in a massive corporate laboratory, and it absolutely cannot be bought in a plastic prescription bottle. True health is forged through brutal daily choices and relentless personal discipline. The ultimate act of modern rebellion against Wall Street is not marching in the streets or arguing with politicians. The greatest rebellion is looking at the brightly colored, ultra-processed corporate garbage in the supermarket aisle and absolutely refusing to put it inside your physical body. It means taking total, uncompromising control of your nutrition, your sleep, and your physical movement. It means cooking your own real single-ingredient food, walking away from their cheap synthetic dopamine, and enduring the temporary discomfort of actual physical training. Medical debt and endless healthcare costs are one of the leading causes of personal bankruptcy in the entire world. They systematically drain your bank account until you have absolutely nothing left to give. But when you actively build an incredibly strong, resilient human body, you are doing much more than just feeling better. You are building an impenetrable biological shield. You are making your physical body completely mathematically useless to the S-tier elite. You instantly stop bleeding your hard-earned wealth to pay for endless doctor visits, massive health insurance premiums, and daily synthetic pills. A strong, healthy body is not just a medical goal. It is the single most powerful financial asset you can possibly possess in the modern world. You cannot tear down the multi-trillion-dollar pharmaceutical empires. You cannot force the massive global corporations to stop poisoning the food supply. But you have the absolute, undeniable power to refuse to be their biological cash machine. If you are finally tired of actively financing the financial elite with your own chronic sickness, if you want to learn how to build an unbreakable biological shield, and if you are ready to permanently protect your bank account from their endless medical subscriptions, you need an absolute blueprint for your escape. And that is exactly why I wrote the Phantom Protocol. This is not a traditional wellness book or a temporary diet plan. It is a brutal, step-by-step survival guide designed to entirely deprogram your mind from the corporate sickness machine. It will teach you exactly how to safely unplug from the toxic food cycle, permanently starve the medical monopolies of your hard-earned money, and redirect your daily energy into building real, untouchable wealth. If you are ready to stop being their most profitable patient and start playing the game like the elite, the link to the Phantom Protocol is waiting for you in the pinned comment below. Unplug from the machine, build your shield, and I will see you on the outside.